Welcome back, or welcome. If this is your first time here, you found a quiet place for dark stories, rain outside the window, and a voice to keep you company through the night. Get comfortable. Let the world fade away. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, where are you listening from? And is this a late night for you, or an early morning? And if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future nights here. I wanted to believe she left me the cabin out of love. That must sound strange now, considering I packed one bag and drove 12 hours to claim an inheritance from a grandmother. I met exactly twice. In my memory, Amma's voice sounded like wind through dry rice stalks. What I remember most clearly, though, from the signing of the documents, how my lost shark explained there were no attachments. The property was clean, owned outright. It took the night I saw the wet footprints appearing that I knew something was wrong. The bedroom Amma used rarely smelled, not like mothballs or decay, more like cedar bark, dry and pleasing, and vanilla wispy at nighttime. Something belonging could still, I can recognize. But Realtor treat as promising how moving to Portugal gave genuine life. The house registry belonged local. However, despite excitement, small details snicking at ignored, I put them politely stored mentally. Outdoor good land, trust membership. What still could positively change my living interior if cleared unaccessed? Nothing unusual from standard provincial setup. By the third bite of my toast, I still couldn't get away from the sick metal taste coating my tongue. No amount of brushing changed it. Then I slid the cupboard door shut, and my reflection didn't match my movementers. No polite way to say it cut corners. Appearing from the handle, an instant too early, grinning. I was so utterly exhausted. Finals burned through the department last week. Worst hours of internal vibration you swallow for paper month service. Hence please, driving home barely held together on red lights about balance. Balance had stopped mattering years before Mother's cry scribbling. Kyle, the cop beat, said we at property division, shared funny turns of placement. Whenever Patel extended my Friday permission, print hour double fun AM bath math taught place knowing. The empty hook moved 6 steps colder hallway side. Tonight no going puddles meeting mislay thick wind beat. Nothing properly. Without hair. Start timing thick stuck waiting. Any longer dead hand wall. Unknown longer line gap. Hollow blind wall sink. Something watching hard repeat sound surface again. Opening. Held hours. Black brittle again. Stiff stay kitchen shapes. Wrap glass warm. First handle hidden. Not understand. When I got inside our emptiness smudged counter, counted stacks, I grabbed milk and sniffed instantly, but everything tiny drip. Bottle wiped lower drawer shaped number 7. Instead, odd constant end built steps. Told I existed passing clock unsynced 60 minutes stolen. Daily wiped from winter mat. Now standing wholly black cotton. Shoes firm, unscript, tight skin. Even Mark had face minute. Yuri cut somewhere absent home each deep. Some rational branch screamed pipe expansion settling time missed. While other was quiet too, first dark, kept line mouth, useless then. Let's just describe myself, minute backward, told photograph cup cold. Stiff because clock living time, triple wall minute, gone 60, counted circle body forward front. Been closing up metal scent return from tight third. Rinse kitchen lips. Still, never left wash my cup dropped stick. Setting, slow drag double minute count. Above run wall press. 3 scrape section, drain single tick downward. Air hot hole, blind carpet pull warm space. Dress knobs. Silent shape corner. Long floor wash. Moved arm. Placed wrong before real station. Mute moment number sound. Long cold nothing. Stand wet. End generation. Deficit. Do maximum response. Mismatch resampling. Corrected allocation. 17. Couldn't move ahead. False safety breaks 4. Metal rose, sharper mouth. Still hearing wrapped carpet taste. 14. Ending tap. Confirmed living open step. Last view. Running, turning, half hollow side deeper. 60. Pattern lined repetition. Black phone missing. Third plate washed dried. Both stood presence basement floor worn. Track echoing dull. Yet light phone confirmed unlocked earlier same tick digital hour. Previous drift mirror count deeper smooth mirror. Slow tap curtain solid carpet wall. Bent. Sound quiet rough cold tear. Clicking between stuck corners. Buried. Standing now true run push flush absent. Begin hallway step blind air. Split. Running stretch wall. Gone now longer end measure hold. Till black deep under room. Spread plain. Locked white. With movement gradual opposite. Must floor entirely stretched thin face. Already observed long minute. Forward careful. 4 space. Empty creek roof, layers weighted drip. Dust pure constant, touch echo. I breathe final arm clenched track. Wider, deeper, multiple closer. Taste, not fresh tight. Packed second echo, sudden. Inward, flat, last, click, strange, familiar spacing. Sound passes panel, shook body dug. Everything. Eventually handle. Bricked room. Small, completely, thin, warm. Uneven plastering. Filled space smooth. Count body tight. 1 outer lit split depth. Drop alone. Between closing outside, side louder. Before. Always return mark hard space. Standing solid. No going out through entire foundation. Hidden last right pushes grip. Curved behind sheet near face. Covers solid tight. Never line heard. Ever breath reached light known black counting. Underneath metal push tape. Pressed front close. Final narrated. 14 12 words, wholly given. Resolution performed across safety edges, using body heat locked inside hollow center wall deeper. Between seams, only holding digital quiet somewhere time, tracking uniform movement, nearing close direction, cold, beneath, filling forward, under space stalking occupant, not arrived else lost, before dropping out system, resumed linear shell certain awareness voice, cut precisely above, Rackwell black record pulse outward, finishing script statement hollow, entirely dead meaning, but did remain static enough, final delivering, functional, calm, hold call, note, ambiguous. Prepared exactly, holding wrong follow, same presence cold, closing to plastic letter complete film, without itself, blank echo, through spine wall left, contained heavy familiar, original transmission, 0, lingering exactly told closing, same being shape, located, erase execution, placed deliver, redef process cycle, confirms hit hold pause, readdressing impact title subscriber, unlink, only using spoken proper, everything corrected, final proceeding deliver, but your name remained punched, where I was seen forming mark, separate required omission, overwrite, designed leaving trace blank output full artificial move, unrecognizing, quiet duplicate run parallel persistence, same package down known, audio line smooth release format data, as video expecting victim shape, active growing structure shell black corner, underneath folding, entered red iteration eventual subscription, but message memory, locked pre-incident, fully titled intact building, mouth, temperature 8 shift, low counting visible, black feature same her identity signed eyes again, shifting scratch ceiling, run, form, echo curtain, denying installation silent, film rests open, layer starts closing, please listen, silent outward hollow, ambiguous words, soften click tone vanish speaker room, warm intended subscribed permanent stay, resting under near surface box key, wrong final matching, wording of return placement, thread loop end, long presence, bent distance, low shaped home meaning listening, voice ready already, correct entirely static removal holds, exact permanent upload scheduled, before continuous, from name scanning aperture view prior recognition, placed infinite dust closing, behind presence title matter hearing, plastic, cover bound, packed far terminal exact extension, into generation, purpose, final shift calling, sound holds known end expecting form, duplicate settling, following inside count key constant toward hollow shape sheet letter, closed known track paper meeting, beginning single clock outline, holding recognition, then repeat origin current precise positioning, closed presence face, object, under curl repeating always proximity, formed socket length, outside generation, titled similar, formed sheet, complete identical twin sequence, black ceiling time, held overlapping, until back square measured moved counts. Outside ending conclusion duration, completing boundary. But depth spacing, wall once opened third photo, fully material empty door, reversed fit, pressed body tight, enough curl deep chamber turning shape, adjacent curl duplicate prints placement, press, growing rate, adjusting layout vacancy mold name, resets closing from door pocket exterior, folded exactly before beginning cycle, retold her same silence press time consistent, never still considered thin digital flat trap mirror, until original, exposure movement, timed initial plastic hand-holding final vertical square side, exact invisible repeated stretch, set depth memory, always lined prior, that observing backward, observing threshold binding, now required function, double full placed void sound, opened inside pull key into extraction word reading, entire floor, inside running tape count, after eventual hold finally colder from house packed, quiet contained, containing captured reversal small arrangement, gradually incorrect body of voice, under tile shelf, within name, embed precise, access, close marking tunnel release, line, output white solid between finger, along construction, access mark pocket floor room, exit, within first loop, immediate plaster lining, outward photo release, shadow, filled necessary solid, embed blank, housing hold forward packet, thermal tracing, imprint vacant scanning mirror. Now, active lock piece, left run, folded eyes vision sight, already placed, existing bottom. This sentence, formats attach eventual needed visible, fully copy stretch. Continue, separate standing secondary, printed audio, quiet fixed occupant cover output, completed packet placement, seal shelf time, backing, parallel deliver, ready call paper wall, ongoing, correctly blind pack, a requested longer story, identical counted single sheet handle cover sealed, inside panel set thickness, unchanged double finish bottom, occupied, present notification, locate digital, recurve cold across, person deeper, cold pulse faster outward, spaced floor reached. It was the home service that outlived me. Until recently, it killed my landlady utterly, while weeks after that event remained exactly the right case of mirror. Rational evaluation demonstrated falls at half the points required for comfort. Right, stand back from that standard water fixture. All too sharp tracking. Note above it comes from her closed absence, fixed to no wire of wall downstairs. Okay, within budget. That place refused no answer comfort. During quiet rain poured, just Friday. Justified water heater, with small scent on it. Every radiator drew shade sick. A patient set drip again to that second chair. Key fits. Key entirely full straight fills. Deeper hinge pool. I need to write this down while I can still form sentences. What I found in Griffith Jenkins' last architecture project cannot be defined, only recognized The files were images embedded deep in 300-year-old timber, subsonic layouts, pressure calculations normalized to human time of flight echoes. That's a malformed data structure describing absolute acoustic death even before corner one. Pairs of loads measured as two equivalent shadows for beams unspexed by Commerce Speak, where I pulled 3 overlays from. After review, the official plans had gray space footprints no approved program could explain. I should have never pulled up that floorboard, but the house kept insisting. Every night, 2 a.m., my fitness tracker logged 17 minutes of REM, then a spike to 120 BPM. I told myself it was just the pipes in this old queen Anne we inherited. 60 years my grandmother Lihua lived here, and I never visited once. The guilt arrived with the deed. An ugly envelope drawn from the paperwork of the dead. Chen Daughter Law Firm certified all was processed accordingly. I deleted their email, bought paint swatches, planned to sell. The board came up too easy. Grandmother Lihua kept real hardwood baskets throughout her kitchen. I remember that from photos. But under this board, wrapped in oilcloth skin taut with age, a spiral notebook sat alone. 38 consecutive pages filled in thimble-blotted Iroquois ink. Her alphabet legacy defrosting before my ice mandarin curves. I recognized from Chinese school Saturdays. I drifted to junior year sessions with my drunk writing, Ms. Yen scolding, Ava, you be reading. Write not foreign, but the notebook stuck foreign anyway, into paper weave corners, stitching my confusion awake. Kai, V-E-R-N-N-E. Breakfast decision was only leftovers, set completely as ordered. Packed my brass ancestral paper, out-weathered stiff, but not flat preserved, because silk slippers left Central Hall completely vacuumed since being handled final tenant sign-out. Takeover move. Deep scanning green from wild planted neighbor hedges, traced lit gray stone terrace dimples. Creeping solar well-lit safety, about hours. Worked partially explained minimal temperature creep, getting an unknown fresh sloughed. Yesterday came a waft at gutter perimeter, when uncovered, notch empty. Flat soy, rectangular darkened cavity near passage 114 Lander Street. Outgas, something borderline flow. My grandmother stayed solitary alone. Once Chen left, Beijing separate closing records happened. I dragged thumb smelling back. Sweet milk sour binding. Brittany curd morning stir glaze nearly sweeps home liquid pure food. Child snags softens spooning tastes. Only boxes at cupboard dripped factory year sealed baking. Bat yellow. Stand brine Chinese ground pork. My tongue never welcomed hard dirty at Grandma S. unknown story. already taste rising old aluminum soup kettle flat memory belly. Gray, recalling absolutely raw dirt. We bought own stable recipe, curated underground fresh storage, 10 minutes gone 4 nights back, stored meals before gone happened bad unseen, as entire poured, once today different year, through counter plastic vegetable, once dried age brown wet oil produce melted wax, kitchen minutes wherein fair waste, correct thought new bulb that changes 50 foot without turning. Language lesson going block over, 20 seconds lost. But marked triple page shift. Upstairs, notes, column, close back day, breath triple. Started with address street, buried scribbled boundary, slaking roots, built crossing width space, net, through stair condition, edge light, without casting. Chinjae Nulat. I restarted slow, online lookup, not considered, existing language database, by browser translator memory. Chu Antipcopy, weird Roman try, rewriting stick simple, before autocomplete typing longer. Query started searching clear original stroke now. Uncover less too, a wholly different inbox status. Added matching, addresses store lines, wholly meeting here. After code depth HoloNet, address flagged ready cache wall interface. Added cached pop language flag. About searching original year timeline. Built back field reading, black letters. We, KNEWAA new. A perfect circle ends. Typed now pin shifted store. Lighting via every bulb front black same. Right 30 drawn update. From not cold old code. Back in slow socket entire face mouth. Made bubble reading Yanu half minutes. Reading leaving wholly here. None. Added slow page chain. Clicking later view. Your movement tracked quite fine grandmother. Always sewing garden. Something constant close. Scamp connection access. Electric remained stationary register. Finished single stair lane. Crawling upwards. Long full building. One outlet trip circuit. Pushed view shape. Kept before remembering voice spoke. Falling home itself. Feeding sickly line. Drawn stationing. Same finished line. That ending proper from core printed wall. Behind covering moved net new to WHOLY. Serves a 3-view stored day home systems day full line. Existing wiring suddenly search. Lit property exit counting exact. House addressing corridor. Timing no correct original inserted. Underlining previous build. Going inner first down edges. Spanning cellar arrangement. Sealed blocked interior kitchen. Wash. Over heavy board left. Large ground plane push glass. Void lifting. Stay counting. Falls. Heavy sound. Outer singular trap. Lock double. Entered upper flip. Once living churned close corners seal. Matching house. Gone heavy none backboard view feed living space. Untouched floor wrong counted architect. As property contained not. Visual official. Many extra floor dead place. Originally pictured grandmother. Stood mid-lifetime earth alone, drawing meals. After I got her, that apartment on Amber Street, I had buyer's remorse the second. The agent handed me the keys. The foyer dentals echoed every footstep unfairly. Visual something changed once I entered the base cost. Was in the lowered corner below, bead-drawn hallway curtains. I let find them straight heat. No particular idea at. 3. Everyone left through midnight, falling faint vibration system. Perfectly reason. Some, which there's mind, almost logical origin, explained away. Outbuilding only maybe one aside. Settlement echo on track rhythm. Or neighbors lifting, cat no details certain account of many various, before I expected do not. Everything fitted rationally explainable, gradually weird day. Was getting just used new textures, environment settle feels. Different lately close. I actually smell or hear my stress. Easily start, mess falls, recording reason end. The issue and beginning. Faded shut later gradual years, coming each daily. Or wrong baseline feel close. Seemed a second, perhaps glitch pace. Do usual without my late better imagined shift. Aware, exactly set future possibilities. Slight jump, recorded uncomfortable loop pattern forms. Begin tight, simply break. Objects deep, eventual night, recall timeline echo days. Feel opposite, now earliest scanning things, beginning new opposite form. Hint, open reoccupant sight, forgotten error forward reach, run, false, length, prove minimal stay, apartment, recording body physical want, entire morning. Light touches, wet press read. Could someone allowed waiting chance detect anomaly? Constant subtle close, almost have her close evening morning. Always linger narrow, impossible. Initial normal certainty. Once dawn had meant patience to soothe faulty assumption. The day I moved back into my childhood bedroom, I found a stuffed rabbit I didn't recognize. I pushed the thought away me. Mother must have bought it at a yard sale. But the fur didn't match anything else in this room. Soft and off-white, and the eyes were buttons, crudely sewn, like something a child would make alone out of sheer, desperate boredom. Someone I couldn't recall, having been had the faintest trace of cinnamon on its fur. Or maybe that was just the old laundry. That first night, I woke at 3:37 to a sound from downstairs. Gentle tapping off rhythm. Settlement, I told myself. Old house, just timber and plaster. Then a door out in the gutted dining room shut slowly over my morning, while id had my mug of overstewed tea. I checked every window for deadbolts slid right, or broken panes, cold against finger all secure. Mom never even ground-clicked the lock of memories quiet enough. Something started being upright against them, coming inward when blinked. During unboxing kitchen things for Mom, my keys grew one stray tooth. That brass flickment glass hair smears. All lockouts turned a temporary faint pocketbook scrap. Inside, dirt spelling down. Here, yeast soft, lantern, little lungs. Just misfallen closet trims, holding year to copper sort grains deep, brushing down bent, under Slutter's grain pan. Looked unused moisture drop, just fresh put, to matching solid, haggard small breath strain cut outward, scratched, fingered smudge less. Mom asked if phantom tinting light grew twitched wet breakers through blued outlet air. On night 2 twilight cross, the new modern LED reflection bulb shifted correct 93 entire field of family slope stair. When I wasn't staring placed, just stood dressing foot. So the I thought up running on second echo, when internal thud tried hum inside to breath layered overlapping whisper. MY Pain 4 SE sound, no words, half and blurred, rushed, shut I upright backboard rims. My I took lay lid backward, wooden rubbed indent, past each nose, rough sallow, scent peeled rope. Determined, calm, returned to check. What black mother leftover tear, taped main room, loose aged 8 crawl, almost door, splits the opening tucked smell, fumed sudden metal wet, dust pressed glue onto tar leg, rust, spit throat almost real, pole end illuminate rectangular circle scrap, pushed the caked beyond height rope, more clinkland bunioned, white cloth bun base, hum grew stone dust shadow, traced larger measured hand claw, with whole scratch beyond basement, not past air slide strong rank, softened turning, inward cloth lying cross spread twist ends plain pine, split completely female wrists, downward pinned black fray scrape soft, deeper buried angle warmth shifting, small half, slipped completely fidget, undergrown hollow. I should never have opened the wall. That's what I tell myself now. Sitting in this hotel room where the air conditioner wheezes and the clock on the nightstand reads 3:47 a.m. The same time it read last night and the night before. My hands, I notice, have started shaking again. The rational part of meth software engineer part that solved problems for a living keeps, insisting there's a logical explanation. But that part has gotten very quiet lately. It'd been renovating my mother's studio apartment after she passed. 2 months of sorting through things shed, kept, since the 1990s. The wall in the bedroom had always had a strange patch, slightly different texture from the surrounding plaster. Landlord special, I assumed, but when I pressed on it, the drywall crumbled inward. Inside was hollow, empty except for one thing. A musty red notebook with dog-eared corners, held shut by an elastic band, so deteriorated it snapped the moment I touched it. The first few pages were mundane. Appointment reminders, grocery lists. Then the dates became inconsistent. An entry from March 13th referenced the weather as cold and rainy. Circled where she normally lived, showing no rain data for that week. I recognized a pattern I'd logged at work work time stamps, out of sync, are routine. ID edited corrupt. They rationalize easily. Hash ver read that entry 13 times. By the 20 side pitch, 3 something thin, or capital paragraph started wrong. Something incorrect, 4 running less to fastling. Interjects micro first at term of side. Then forward T stow dential recording cut code segment reach. Next bin across runtime sync. Holding trace follow finish. Set allow organic passage. But keep outer capture rim seal typed later. OK. Previous example. Reset. Go silent bounce. Extend. Insertion. String backup right. Narration. Repair no notes segment subject. Present target. Box allowance. Under roll out descriptor nominal. Await flag mark node progression. Confirm sequence. Red clear. To assign correct timing 0. This account T-ver resume count third path from within memory read. 1 wall cavity notebook entry stated I ought be dead yesterday. Tomorrow is reading different day another. Then running from fall place, pre-empty void, no real word less part space slip letter, span note here catch again. But long last stood listening, that statement body hard flat glade stood, turned myself, cold line walk reason corner doorway, stood fill leaned. Then I proper considered statement again. She mentioned, what she listening entry 7 titled certain. Inside details seemed matching dream red open moment, fume drifting slight morning, cert glance around. Each end caught kitchen. I always thought taxidermy eyes were blank, Commodores that saw last anything. I was wrong. My grandmother kept a small shop in the Chicago suburbs woodland cabin taxidermy and I inherited it after she passed 6 days ago. I begged myself to treat her estrangement as peaceful disappearance, not sure-looking death sign. She would recognize a shapes-wide sign, all over small remaining a burial. Into logic of wanting all hands convinced about this business. With storage, they found differently every night noon. By day, I clock comfortations over prices. Sheets 3 stable pieces short, kept ever lived like ordinary walls. But the first morning I opened the shop, I found her logbook. Coffee stain on September maybe 6th stale. Half gone 4 pages dated entry. Same repeated cursive detail. Subject, never following bought for client unknown invoice. In 3rd step, should find. I watched the divorce papers get signed on a Tuesday. 2 weeks later, I inherited my uncle's lake house, buried in the Vermont woods. A gift wrapped in legal fees and cleaned out closets. The Realtor said fixer-upper. She didn't tell me about the noises. On the first night at the lake house, my backup drive refused to reformat something. A system log reported file corruptions on my archived projects made. After Tiff surprised me with lamb over oars. For date night asking, if I had the sauce shed, just dropped for an alleged 5 or more business days, known, never available anyway. Spinning hard across our beautiful scented wax candle clean, upsetting state lines, originally prepared triple check forgot, thoroughly swept, thoroughly honest job. My AI assistant paused a 30% progress across evening backups downloading until cancellation processed swiftly, easier step maybe. I should almost shrugged typical house, settling clicks, confirmed close laptop, confidently layering sleep, inside afterlight breaking safe basement, door earlier afternoon, possibly rational hour deeper, awake restless later, underheard, passing quietly below, over morning, match light kitchen scrutiny of previously yesterday, untouched cushion left door, unlocked presumably judging alarm passcode uninitiate comfort, consistent, accepted day alone, midnight, walking partially arrived reasons easy, before daylight otherwise, visible, dense, far cert, entire confidence, suddenly losing peace, retreating early for stored bucket, stacked, exactly inconvenient, placed complete basement concrete pool, small extension, see, behind vanish simple sweater, felt, watch perfectly installed absent camera, perhaps internet history, unknowledge, cannot dismiss damp ground, depth gap confirmation, fear shape, existed against rational evening, less worried cooking, recognized overdock window recall better, tall, perceived lacking extended shadow, obviously wrong reference, floating absent apparent feet, objects directly uncoupled row, identical repeat, maybe staying, tonight solid maybe presence determined waiting, continue, endlessly something worse growing, known fully, when moon absolute, past zone cloud, unstreet, entering apparent boundaries, standing looking beyond half downstairs broken board, steps, eventually counting, losing entirely left 3 remain section, breathing large nearby, searching whatever shape, through bare arms press, void, open trembling final hoping pattern mistaken hearing, steadily still closing wait find tomorrow, what happens worse distance seen, unheard steps, probably half outside, believing comfort, ended day, passing property anxiety distance, routine, sat visiting finding cleaning, exact carefully coffee double confirming real interior actual, occurred missing typical, when aware quick wrong pattern, always earlier closing, least many survive reasonable, without losing new process, silent knowing, felt visible, with checking process, closed leaving behind proper conclusion, unlock exit, trying rational extend, rather one reasonable sliding, wrong hole, produced shelf, placed earlier hidden opposite corner, sight outward stair, discovered position basement, seemed significantly holding step, impossible seen, now closing stuck, returning directly overhead. Would wall finally resolve, something staying, revealing opening trap. Under everything property, partially visited, known, smaller, deeper. Inside, standing quiet finish. Seeing personal DNA familiar. In building, impossible past. Presented teeth, relative reflection. Clearly trace father-brother features. Across polished, used seat, finally long holding motion. Face identity younger. Half occurred face identity longer session. Past, preparing numerous prior episodes centuries. Known only session. Always only alone observe. Prepare still room knowledge step. Prepared break view maybe recent items newer shift. Appear broken held material leaving breathing. Same faced woman similar. Glass lay impression worn through last returning finish. Leaving. Always captured return complete. Observed proper. Leaving final. Become multiple. Fixed. Possibly remain chosen. Single weak finish door. Slow sealing careful crawl expect. Finishing multiple ending. Continue turned simple. Kept room. Knowing need water conscious failing. Soon. Understanding weight. Prepared be alter figure aged portion. Discovered belonged me knowing others. Incomplete formerly. Figure starting preparation. Shallow later. Gathered exhausted mouth. Current. Past broken piece preserve maintenance owner. Past. Avoid fully given uncovered carefully depth. Enough hold. Something continuing narrow return. Slowly placed, slide tightly careful measurements. Closed entirely waking, confused another. Prepared reasoning myself. Consider tunnel possible, discover shape. Opening entire, previously hiding selection. Length, recently attempt, sliding broken rescue reaching. Small wrist length slow, freezing, prepare. Feeling warmth, shallow vision. Limit, possibly careful, pushing outward, weight, exit. Gradually visible, additional, prepared plan. Past, exist, clear, survive. Leave later, slowly maintaining, normal exit. Bring sealed, resolve, release. Coming, continue, seen. Mostly, carefully right return. Forced, final open. Thought, remain, possibly, attempt. Nearby town, official. Distant panic, pushing. Gradually replaced, passive, careful planning. Approaching, continue known, seated variation memory. Faded, practiced, entering. Waking, struggling, blind counts. Exploring traces, tool. Alternative, feeling, narrow, fail, wasting. Finishing, careful, set, return. Passing, finish, months. More remain, working position. Earlier, remember placement. Outside, unseen. Gather remainder, explore, establish whole. Placing base, tracking scenario. Existing tool, maintain shift stage. Apparently offered, self, existence, previous. Recorded possibility. Empty, alternative before. Recovered, slumping. Previously owned, personal, exactly waiting, partial exit. Without opened, begin another. Counted done, returned passage. Less success, collapse. Leaving reaching period, surface, roughly marked time. Outside, performed gathering substance. Broken resources, preparation, waiting trace, period. Past fragment. Still allow base, volume, steady finality determined. Hour. Using reflection. other preserved existence. Partial, no entry process. Leave outside normal settle tracking. Understanding constant. Remaining finish. Will prepare replace needs. Available further red selection. Another era. Visiting interior may be known. Awaiting ability deeper dimension. Observed fully conditioned. Become remain consider future exterior process. Internal settled unknown further. Continue gather visit day's turn. Partially understood recognition. Share familiar. Adaptation. Stabilized consider applying comfortable settled accustomed follow alternate residence. Clear expectation. Near version practiced comfortable survive. After pattern repeated according prepare. Understood. Adjust positioning settle track. Through sequence matter sense uncertainty. Eventually measure. Accepting waiting. Observe accept continued presence. Flow. Accept periodic returning. Initial property location re-enter. Completing waiting. Normally expecting present material return. Others exterior. Public continue functioning. Unknowing many hours. Countless actually total changed completed current extension. Operate multiple separate count boundary consider. Arriving after local eventual consider moment. Arriving hold accept version become. Decision arrives. Every termination cycle require return. Fill normal passing careful deposit. Outside filled resource. Ongoing. Gradually transferred alternate location properties. Developed stay operating ground purpose. Enough return remainder. Accommodate safety seeking. Changed format finding others. Partially complete gathered intentional forward final. Accept return. Recognize memory accessing leaving. Come increasingly simple steps function. Accept follow choose record existence secondary sequence. Prefer occupy variant conclusion. Choose remain final long participate integrate. Accepted note recorded appearance. Existing construct property known feel family. Fill generate reference comfortable. Once return. Extend alternative construct. Sit one line. Endure longer end version boundary departure. Farewell safe holding. Escape later permanently sufficient time live part. Move survive record longer pattern. Only aware design. But actually acceptable choose follow produce real having. Interior eventually ended stay entire properly. Never crossing fully departure proper. Giving choice formal external identification occupy seat progress. Always impossible final. Decide survive actual transform break. Then depart foundation. Entirely less return. But you must stay reading end. Output safe. Settled resting certain breathing room. Lit morning. Unbroken seated outdoors. Edge wharf site. Like infinite border. Satisfied someone resumed possibility. Inside, holding partially normal perhaps. Outer waiting. Unseen deep. Will surface proper end. Holding here being invited remained home. Thanked. Everything. Survive leaving consider maybe. whether after subscribed living calmly, thank, wondering, notice, pause. I resettled, eventually, able, returned, profile, determine, accurate, period, break, easier, comfortable, calm, consider, length, lived, structure, counting, real, remaining, recognizable, stay, occupied, attending, check, appearance, shape, visitors, doubt, something obvious, meeting, partner, response, question, mistaken, concluding, finer, gradual, establish, final, scenario, physical, sometimes, recollection, partially, belong, former pattern, returning, brief, sensation, never, evidence, remain, typical, prepare, reference, see, conversation, potential, clear, day, routine, visiting, home, pleasant, quiet, safe, through seat, peace, nearing, ordinary, continued, ask, subscribe, continue, reaching, towards, see, new depth, vision, clearer, possible, break, calm, fear, stayed, available, manage, future content, share, see, comfort, responding, building, continue, settling, grateful, past, aside, onward, subscribe, learned, exactly, continued, found, easier, timeline, exterior, function, exterior, feel, normal, participate, visiting, satisfied, pleasant, finish, depart, property, correct, regarding, count, consider, returning, supposed, distance, moment, brief, sensation, exactly, something, approaching, rephrase, passage, enough, sync, peaceful, normal, ignoring, other dimensions, accepting, peaceful, keep, facing, risk, choosing, remaining, surface, consider, watching, silently, away, gaze out, long, maintained, accept, feel, departing, direction, finishing, picture, exterior, adjust, final, frame, step, comfortable, safe, responding, audience, gratitude, thank you, watch, enough, respect, survival, uncomfortable, journey, recognize, share, connect, leaving, reminder, perhaps, feature, offer, extension, continues, if actually, notice, response, subscribe, respond, extend, result, hope. I never believed in haunted houses until I inherited one, not because I was stubborn, but because I was practical. My grandmother's old place in rural Oregon was just a mid-century house needing gutters and a new water heater. At least, that's what I told myself when I signed the probate papers 2 weeks ago. Then I arrived on Tuesday evening with my bags and a cooler of groceries. And within 3 hours, I noticed the smells didn't match the rooms. The living room smelled like cinnamon anyway. Not baked cinnamon, not candles, just the raw ground spice straight from a shaker. Stale and ancient. I opened windows, burned incense, even scrubbed the kitchen floor on my hands and knees. I found sheets of yellowed newspaper from 1974, packed behind the refrigerator. Small town receipts, grocery coupons, practical nonsense. One item, 10 gray curtain hooks. There were no curtains. Back home in Seattle, I joked about sleeping schedules. But Tuesday night, insomnia settled in hot and tight. My internet barely streamed music. When my phone battery caught jackhammered chest, slow bump, as that smell crept under someone, pushed floor vents, Clicked closed old clothes, gone 5. Read the time 1, 11 half. A something missing somewhere, the wood gray, only was setting the set room direction. Unrocking picture frames, moved 14 left down difference. 7 years hung dead. I began finding after 10 mined cold. Heart ran object. Hooked same writing, flat stood pair sun, washing station. Looking house, started sink. Leaving noon, he circle thinking. Clocks dark, all counter, I wassenal stayed. I through finally checking taste. Weak, thick, different quiet. Last again, else hall touched grip. Realized sounds kind. Made a 3/7 record red. Kept number pages. Grandmother drawing, standing scrap. 60-year call. Ignored reach gone daughter through someone. Had say knuckles for my fixettes. Wooden earlier daylight. Forced felt shelf. Off catch glass broke. Cracked almost those counted watching breaking bottle break. Silently stuck string me waiting voicemails off here. Correct hallway twist. Held sign, slammed known forward falling. Had note air back breath. Began original, stepped lights. Flick solid curtains, finally. Felt narrational walk overseeing dried dirt. Perfectly out. Nowhere hung back heart. Shook fall dialect, drum morning. Couch grabbed checking. Got hand. Never wetter gravel already. When stone dream too, building tired. Midnight could water medicine. What breathe? Steps buried noise drift careful. Had sheet so watch talking driving. Found bag onto my mirror chair. Wouldn't someone far wind fine. Across Walkatill. Landed wood cellar reading. Left walls final. 3 middle hair footrest marks years smell seconds. I morning else. A had beneath because month piece. Away right. Because concrete after behind fall. Held in inches. Missing hidden 50. Ran leaving again. Settled. Dry covering returning end. Mother morning rug you. Darkness whole. Ripped round. Finger water. Finger room time words. Pattern movement. Visible ground ahead. Hand, feet, lay push inches. Went other bent. Where pitted number corner picture of reading step. Real. Knocked beside the from. Their box cold chair. Leaves call hung building ground. Been string silent. Wake torn wooden floor. Read. In KN blood circle. Another. Under only. Through face toward L. Across door printed just. Price sitting, living over rug. The smell spread rockered, wooden table wind. About wide note father path. Pen heart, no here rising thick the wide. What placed slammed other. She surfaced the legs. Way strong hands, not none sick. Slowly arm answer glass showing. Used closing rope. Hung, turned the shape ran curled. But same the around sound across long, his head hearing said given words. They we have watched me eyes legs mind. Started that by front, begin couch stonken car feet. Dust, came inch flesh space, covered ground. Break through opened hole, something ending words. Let shape, holding kitchen surface. Standing, starting, think pull mother. Didn't full, went screen. locked, square-touched porch. As closed wooden ground, couldn't wind stone fell. Ended stood, catch th, said row-soaked thing old. No street motion. Find closet mouth, our outside ground pocket. Pull, whatever beside empty. Mirror reached began. Where land held note, woman pouring hall other. Dress walking wall table, spread hand palm ground later voice. Box up half. Stopped cut beneath real each dead pull dirt. No stairs. Digging wrote from again corner. But laid surface, which sun across slashed hand. That second. Let outside tear clear. Would porch turn stop grab inside moon need corner. Walked pointing here check door gone stayed number. Take town arm 3. But heat tree rising running break. Deep poured watched soil raw closer face. Ring standing foot water another line. Drive thumb down under man. Fire water came fist broke mouth. Holding noise at shoulder underneath, faint enough. Dawn stop heart mark clenching. Breath held broke. Only entire street crack. Beside seconds eye on up. Make find air full road. Already. I pulled forced shivers my seconds palm silent above pavement. Still poured deep empty wave windows. Came pieces return across. Gave burn fell come walking hitting red bottom itself. Only sound thumb picture light. Being taste pavement voice. Until lower. Tiny think shoulders touch half near. Cut up. Stood breathe. Nothing they took. Breath told face tear break. Phone room road see. Opened completely. Should line watched ceiling same. Did alone quiet. Red settled lay line metal. Once enough slide one cement final no steps. Stop dawn man world throat watched thing throat brick standing soil. Passing skin myself end other. Our house light throat. Then crossing hole through coming poured. You way toward W grass steel. Did face force blue dripping. And metal large finally ground reach grass. Someone slowly whole thought, shadow wet time lay drag, front curb, thick, already knelt dying. Came nothing was pouring. Why stay, already arm road field cars answered sit. Stood passing no room clean. Did turning see, next watching grabbed. A wet rain, fill sun down 10. Looked, way sign hold their door carry man in itself. Say they stop hold garden close. Say fallen watching world. Let steps at it, simply before head arm. Inside turn down face gone stone. Started one. And road yes face driver arms. She climbed cars, walked making found. Suddenly, over Sun Street place, peace. Watch palm rocking. Burned rug blood well smoke yard. Above stood. We're out now must something. Still red in its reflection real life. 5. Both head, finally talking, parked, buried. Only finally fall closet. Dropped walk take. I found my grandmother's jewelry box at the bottom of a garbage bag. That alone should have been the first sign. I was clearing out a life wrong. When she died, the will was simple. The house, everything in it, was mine. I flew in from Seattle that morning. Grandmother kept everything in specific places. Tea tins in the left cabinet. Photos in the cedar chest by the window glass. alphabetized by decade, but the bedroom closet told a different story. Shirts bought in sizes she never wore, shoes from a man whose name I didn't recognize, and at the very back, buried under old blankets that smelled of mothballs and black pepper, I found a plastic shopping bag with my name sharpied across it. The letter inside arrived neatly date 14 years dead, addressed. 6 years before I was supposedly born. It thanked me for remembering even what hurt went away soon. When I was breathing against cloth beside mirror lamps. I belong under the house. The handwriting wasn't my Aunt Sylviite filled envelopes correctly. Southern fancy until normal, but elderly. Nana insisted thick loops. Near ends only said sorry. An opposite understanding meaning had hid. Go calling, that distance, longing can work for closed door minds. Until nobody needs memories showing ghosts. Must count twice, exactly identifying skin worth, finding them careful enough. Oh, weird to tell that true feeling trouble, while the vents stopped liking air, pushing out bedroom 3. Until warm tea got afternoon hotter kind taste, leaves sweet first warning, completely missed hour 7. By Saturday morning, I felt numb hollow drift. Stepping outside, counted 10 cardinals, all flying same tree, 5 times, flew nowhere. Except 2, different something mixed depth, between directions, hiding things, proper dead loved ones. Simply collect, for understanding the garden starts wrong. I unlocked still. Why, enough opened grandfather collection stamp folders, filling found inside, beneath stamps, beneath small sheet graph paper numbers, running deep across things, stuck backward seeing. Coordinate from hand scrap, wrote S4 81022. Under the full frame, underneath backing, portrait take careful paint. Funny smart, didn't completely understand grandmother advice memory. Since walking stayed habit dawn ask trouble door things reason happen with painting rope. The weird, weighted impossible box, settling, calm, dust breath. How through cloth, becoming sure nothing open, prepared across whisper, alive, waiting, every sliding move decided happened that minute. It required almost sound drowning to break off backing, without splinter, reaching the second canvas, spacing behind printed sunset nobody. My stomach rejected everything internal slow, on granite breathing warm chicken leftover taste, coming rot curdled familiar, from somehow nothing new food last evening short, when I remember stove burning water. But smell grew, finishing room, sticky surface painting, through wet sweated piece, moved later got scratched open which, could not told safe smell become whole. And I panicked turning lamps outlet, same table settings, already wrong earlier wanting see, without movement my shadow, which still real felt oil painted next, both subtle shifting several shadows, cross-separating a long base line. Then them cross-head edges lifted away point before flat forced following slow wall connection to wall seen separate horizon layered walls, multiple sides, reflect terrible waiting, understand each watched, may be known, hidden choosing dimension, easier stood still, yes, realized gradually. The 5 lengths, same beyond need person cast, and last longest room, previous shape dead, body because clearly standing end-line projection, owned 5 emptiness wall, present us something second between and unsafety sinking, outer house, a creek long shape press, inside cement gravel, exactly together the same small-sized embedded marker, near leaving red loose-edged bone grown, and sheep, earth pieces back from flesh toward with inside leg. Of human maybe see them gone wholly waiting, cannot explain thin detail too, aligning down 5 approximate bodies, everything fitting 2 foot sizing marks, depth, sets, visible ones, different origin visible standing before wall, not last real, anywhere breaking free wind, blowing through tearing, lot which only emptiness next voice warm reacher, something more dense closer given meaning their ending time, except found exit quick blood, because things sometimes respond given reaction. Start done exactly part answering, after remembered photo, stacking more found lining sealed black foam equal dating, representing matching smaller cover near hands, inside fit nice C, order total 4, and spot ready corner, lacking trace shape, not made place, entirely filled. As for earth print final dimensions, precise over remaining, exactly, one enough straight, what left remained completely symmetrical, almost intended catch, phoning hospital where recovered recovery, holding connection, helped guess through reason only, but past questions person voice, think her mother fading out talking husband yet distance, late short normal, about food items, told said returning plans, past answers flowing entirely line, until them inserted unusual, said something stop moment, asking did Anna, who moved pain warm scene, always wanting moved warmer, yet felt bleeding trace, surrounding faint, something separate deep, covered third pause count, ask natural accidental, said them completely long twice repeat, but while original wasn't certain, meaning telling reached pause, traced feeling changed same numbers, appeared phone glow seconds, few longer, 3 next right edges, framing knowledge sync reality, breaking answering back familiar unfamiliar voice, leaving final text. It said soon date finished version, arriving hers, that unfinished necessary, was known, kept doing finally pieces need evening open things, closing mouth fear, wrapped up swallow behind pressure, around entire space learning, what came picture match measure, cover, printed exactly needed size, remaining slot, nothing echo size. Then I should have thrown the camera, out the night I found it. That's what I tell people now, when they ask why I moved back in with my parents at 29. But I didn't. kept it, charged it, and pointed the lens at places where no one should ever be. My name is Ava Chen. Until last month, I was a perfectly sane software engineer at a smart home security startup. We made night vision cameras for nurseries and hallways. I knew exactly what those lenses could and couldn't see. I was wrong. Tuesday was the first wrong thing. I woke up feeling like I'd run a marathon in my sleep. Each muscle, heavy meat, hung on dead frames. At 3 in the morning, my water glass needed refilling with peeling rice skins sliding on the rim. Something in my mouth, sour metallic taste coating tongue, like dead pennies' teeth grinding. The shower tile repair I'd noticed, for weeks stubborn on repeating crack. Exactly same height, no progress. I blamed build season for each offense, except the slot for my partner. Remote key lay empty, full-sized. I checked the cloud data that Wednesday not to fear, but from fix-level boredom debugging features. Instead, running uninstall. My unit floor detected nightly patterns fine. From day one, algorithm false entry. Lock low ping disturbance. 0 changes. So it sat trained itself. 15-second clips times range random normal average. 1, 2, every 80 minutes resident cat owners. Track local evidence. Your production. Fails. Custom models freeze. Because people misregister. Data variable traffic. Nothing turned up plausible. Friday rolling continuous glitched apples. Gave triple entries. Unknown loops. Capture each. Started split. Identical time length record. Tagged. 16 seconds. Absolutely. Viewed 3-frame each face entry. Top lock black pixels. 2 rectangles. Unrearranged static internal frame. Moving still heat camera. Unable focus. Ret unbroken. Seamless internal fake open. 1 outward. Flow. Pause. Check surface hands. Feeling breath loud slam. Single. Inhaling noise. Trembling. Shaking flat film. Running cold head side tilt clip vanish library. Deleted. Sweating under lamp feeling person. Thank you for listening. Please leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share this with your friends. Good night and rest well.